Got it.
Good evening, Marion Warrior fans. We are coming to you live from Sterling, Kansas for tonight's football game between the Marion Warriors and the home Sterling Black Bears. In the booth with me in the Lanning Pharmacy broadcast area is Austin Murphy, Gene Winkler producing the show, and a new member of mctv, Keenan Lang, running the camera. Austin, what do we have in store for us tonight?
Well, I tell you what, the Warriors are in for another tough test tonight. Probably the most vicious running attack they're going to see so far this season. The Black Bears are what they've always been. They're a hard-running team. Coach notes in his scouting report here that we're going to see about 75% run. We're going to take a quick break here while they do the national anthem.
Under the direction of Miss Abby Giles.
Excellent performance there by the Black Bear Band on the national anthem. As I was saying, in the offensive scouting report, 75% run coming out of this Black Bear offense, 10 starters coming back. This attack of run offense, I should say, is going to come on the back of number 9, Zane Farney, sophomore, 6 foot 170, but he notes here that he runs like he's 200 pounds. So I would imagine that our scout team players would have seen that out of Trevor, and we're going to see some more of that tonight. They're going to lead this attack behind Carson Gray, senior, 6'4", 260-pound right guard, and number 77, Gabe Riffle, senior, 6'2", 250 pounds. So I imagine you'll see them running Zane behind them all night. But we can expect that we're going to have a very tough time on defense tonight. We're going to need to stop them and stop them early.
Thanks, Austin. Sterling last week took on the Remington Broncos and beat them 46-6, putting up 6 touchdowns. A number of their defenders had double-digit tackles. And so we're going to have our hands full, I think, on defense, but I think we got some guys that can do some good blocking and move guys out of the way. Again, same names on defense, Gabe Riffle and Colby Bagley this time. Those two guys, they seem to be a force to be reckoned with. Sterling returns 9 starters on the defense. Only 1 new player on the defense from last year. I think expect them to be a tough defensive unit. They're going to come fast. They're going to come hard. Warriors are going to have to make some holes, and they're going to have to move the line around.
Warriors are in a great position tonight. You know, we've talked about this in the past, that this league in general is a tough test for the Warriors, but they are well prepared for it. This Black Bear team, as noted in the scouting report, is better than what we saw last year, so it'll be our first really tough contest. We'll see if that same efficiency that we ran last week against Inman comes out here tonight for the Warriors.
We are coming to you live from the Lanning Pharmacy broadcast area. It's pretty nice on the road, Lanning Pharmacy broadcast area. Sometimes we're stuck at the top of a set of bleachers outdoors, so this is all right. We're on the home side. You're going to see the game from the home side of the field. You can see Warrior fans on the other side of the field sitting in the sun. They're probably a good 30 minutes away from being in the shade at least, so they're going to sweat it out for a while. This is the Central National Bank pregame show, and again, coming to you from Sterling College. We're going to get underway here in just a few minutes. Sterling elected to receive, I believe.
Something else to note to our MCTV fans here, we are actually going to be on the road the next 2 weeks. This is the start of a long stretch here in Sterling, on the road next week in Hutch Trinity, and on the road again in Remington. So thank you to all those you watching on YouTube or Vive Cable Channel 20.
Also, we're only using one camera, no replays tonight.
Yes, no replays tonight on the road. We do not have that equipment on hand, but we will have one camera running tonight and your scoreboard as usual. So Warriors preparing to kick off here.
Caden Mercer, number 15, out to kick off. And that is number 2 for Sterling.
Wyatt Newberry.
Wyatt Newberry back to receive the kickoff.
We'll see if the Warriors plan on kicking deep this week. Last week we had a few shorter kicks. I think that was planned. We were pretty consistent with that. So we'll see what the Warriors game plan is here tonight as we prepare for kickoff.
Warrior fans and Black Bear fans on their feet for the kickoff, ready for the game to go.
Great kick, deep left-hand side. Newberry will pick it up here at the 8-yard line.
Wrapped up by Jonathan Freeze. A flag comes in late from the near side judge.
Have to imagine that's going to be a holding call on the Black Bears. Block in the back.
Block in the back against Sterling.
That'll be half the distance to the goal. Black Bears starting on their own 6-yard line. Great kick, great coverage by the Warriors.
They got a big line, a couple guys over 200 pounds, and look for them to hand off to Farney here.
Black Bears passing early, pass downfield, complete to number 3.
Freeze is
Eckhart.
chasing him down, and he's going to get him. Oh, he's not going to get him. Warriors were looking for the same thing I was looking for, was a handoff to Farney, and they took advantage of that. And they're going to say he was pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Based on the scouting report, we wouldn't expect them to come out and pass early, but maybe that's why they decided to come out and pass early. So an early flip of the field here as the Black Bears will take the ball on the Warrior 10-yard line. I'd expect here to see their run game start up with Farney.
That was an 83-yard gain for the Black Bears. Got a flag on the play. False start.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Going to bring up 2nd and goal.
A little bit of relief there for the Warriors.
Farney is the man back. Eckhart out wide to the left. Another flag. Another false start, it looks like.
Well, that's 3 plays on them with 3 penalties.
Oh, no, illegal shift. All right.
Can't have 2 guys in motion. I'd be interested to see what that would have looked like, but not a super clean start.
Hello, you got Johnny?
He's wrapped up in the backfield.
Tackle made by number 2, Kellen
Kellen
Wayner.
Wayner on the tackle. Good tackle by Kellen to get some penetration back there and make the tackle. Warriors, after that first play, a couple mistakes by the Black Bears and a good tackle is going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Black Bears set up really heavy there on the left side, hoping to get the edge. The Warriors did a great job fighting outside and Kellen flew downfield really, really well to make that tackle.
Warriors ready for that handoff. Great tackle by the Warriors. Nowhere to go.
Black Bears facing a long 3rd and goal on the Warrior 22-yard line.
Sweep around the end here. Freeze has got him tracked down. He's going to push him out. It's going to bring up 4th down and goal from the 19, or from the 14, excuse me.
On the carry, number 7, Jaden Diaso, senior. Black Bears make up a little bit, but 4th and about 14 to go for the Black Bears. Warriors have a chance to make a stand here after the long first play. Little option outside. Oh,
big miss. Almost had it. Oh, there's a flag on the play here. We're going to see what happened. Blocking the back again on the Black Bears.
Referee so far calling a pretty tight game. I believe of the snaps we've had so far, we've only had one or two plays without a flag. So Warriors bailed out by the penalty. That'll back the Black Bears up, it looks like, to be on their Warrior. .29-yard line.
4th and goal.
4th and goal. Long goal. 4th and a country mile. You'd anticipate the Black Bears to throw here, 4th and long.
I think we're going to
take a timeout.
I think the Black Bears were giving the officials an earful about the amount of flags. Be my guess. Quarterback back to pass.
Long ball covered. Oh.
The home fans are going to want pass interference on that, and I'm glad it wasn't called.
Yeah. Good coverage there on the play. Looked like Kellen Wayner and Jack Lanning in on the coverage there. So Warriors will recover from that long first play and get the ball on their own 29-yard line.
That was a good defensive stand by the Warriors. The flags helped immensely, but Warriors made some big plays also to help with that turnover on downs.
Absolutely. Warriors looking to take advantage of the turnover.
Passing the flat to Trevor Schaefer's. He's going to turn upfield and find about three or 4 yards.
A little bit of a different look from last week. The Warriors taking advantage of some of the things they were able to see breaking down film there.
I like that play coming out of the gate. It's, we saw a lot of Trevor running down the hill last week, and that'll open up that backfield a little bit.
Sterling defensively is a team that's going to want to load the box and bring guys at the point of attack. So if the Warriors can get the ball outside, they're going to be in great shape here tonight.
Freeze on the near side. Ooh. And there they were.
Number 51, Adam Schweizer, in on the tackle.
Kellen Wayner is going to bring the play in from the sideline. 33 going off is Jamison Looper. So Wayner will go out to the far side. Schaefer's in the backfield. Freeze in the slot. Jack rolls out. He's looking deep. He's looking for Wayner. He's got him. Wayner's going to take the ball down to the 32-yard line, the Black Bear 32-yard line. Big gain for the Warriors. Great pass by Jack, and Kellen got his hands out there and made the catch.
Absolutely. I had to do a double take around the little pillar here to make sure I didn't see any laundry on the field.
Looper back in.
Warriors will line up in the two-back set.
Jack's going to keep.
There you go. Go, J-Mo.
The option to Looper, and he's going to bring it down to the 25-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds.
Flag in the backfield.
Got a hold on the Warriors. That's going to bring that play back.
Great play call by the Warriors there. The Bear defense was not ready for the option and did not have that covered well. So expect the Warriors to bring that back around later in this drive.
And that's one thing that we saw in the scouting report was that Sterling doesn't really run the option very often, and so they probably don't see that a lot in practice.
They definitely do in their middle school, but here at the high school, not so much.
Going to bring up 2nd and 20. Board says 19. Looking for Wayner again. It's just going to be overthrown and couldn't get underneath it. Good strong throw by Jack. Wayner just wasn't able to get there.
For the people at home, you will notice that the Black Bears, unlike most high school teams, are running a lot of man coverage. So you're going to see the Warriors try and stretch the field quite a bit here tonight and outrun them. And in this case, they're doing a really good job of it. We just got to get those timing down.
Warriors break the huddle with the Lane Smith going out to the far side. Caden Mercer there in the tight end position. Jack's going to keep. He's going to find a few yards up the middle. He's going to be good for about 3, maybe 2. Going to bring up 3rd down and 17 or 18.
Now say, can we go 49? Rick, 3rd, 19 for the Warriors.
Warriors looking at a 3rd and long here at the Bear 41-yard line. 3-back set for the Warriors.
And Jack's going to get wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 4th down for the Warriors.
Well, you got a decision to make here. Do you take a shot or do you try and pin them deep and kick one out there inside of the 10?
It's a tough ask for a high school punter.
Yeah. Fortunately, though, we have had the help of Austin Neufeld. Has been in town helping out. So definitely know it's improved our middle school punting game for sure. So.
Yes. Of course, Austin Neufeld, who recently came off a season kicking for the Sioux Falls Storm.
Runner up there in the Indoor Arena Football League Championship.
Right. Warriors will attempt to punt here. And it is high. And it went out of bounds. They're going to say.
Thought we were going to get a generous spot there for a moment.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen there. But at the 29-yard line, so not much of a flip of the position on the field there. The 28-yard line for the Black Bears. So 1st and 10 for the Black Bears from their own 28. Warriors back on defense.
As advertised, though, this is going to be a big matchup. It's going to be a slugfest.
Yep.
It's going to come down to who can make the fewest mistakes. And right now, the Warriors, at least in the flag category, are in good shape here.
That's right. Warriors show blitz. That was Farney on the carry, and he's going to pick up 2 yards. That was big Gavin Regier. Is who that was. The mighty Gavin Regier. If you see Gavin Vergeer out around town, make sure you tell him how big he is. Number 53. All right, 2nd and 8 for the Black Bears. And the pitch is back, and he's not going to go anywhere. Warriors all over that play.
Carried there by number 2, Newberry.
It's going to be a loss of 5 yards on the play, and I think he was lucky to get that.
Yeah.
It started off 7 yards or 8 yards. So.
Well, and I'd be interested to see, but in the moment, it almost looked like we had multiple guys moving before the ball got off. So might have been a makeup call there for the referees, taking it easy on them tonight.
It's going to be 3rd and 14 for the Black Bears from their 24. They're showing pass, trying to pick on Jesse Snyder over here, and they were able to get the stop.
Pass was for number 3, Eckhart.
He checks in at 6'5", 165. He's a sophomore. I don't have a height on Jesse Snyder, but it's not.
It's not that
6'5". So
Black Bears are not much one to pass, but you can anticipate that if they get themselves in a bind, that's probably where they're going to target some young guys having to step up big here in the secondary for the Warriors.
Warriors trying to make the tackle here. Missed a couple tackles. Finally bring them down after a 1st down. Our first quarter sponsors are Spur Ridge Veterinary Hospital, Prairieland Partners, and Marion National Bank.
Tackle was made there by Jonathan Freeze. A little reverse out of the Black Bears.
There's a flag on the play on the far side there. Oh, they're taking it off the field. Inadvertent flag.
They're just too excited after that first little
They just got
drive
used to throwing
there. Yeah.
it. 1st and 10 for the Black Bears from their own 25.
Quarterback.
Go ahead.
Yeah, quarterback keep.
That's good for 5 yards. So Black Bears showing a couple different aspects of their offense here. We expected to see Farney carry the ball more than he has.
You have to wonder if they're kind of have him on a bit of a pitch count. You know, it's a long season to have him running exclusively. So
that's true. Going to go up the middle again to that right side, and that's where their big seniors are, is on that right side of the line. It's going to be good for 2.
They're not afraid to try and stretch the field, but that's right. You can anticipate that they're going to continue to try and run behind those 2 most of the night. So that, from a defensive standpoint, that helps you kind of narrow things down a little bit. Farney is back in for the Black Bears.
Pitch was to Wyatt Newberry, and he's going to get the 1st down.
Lane Smith, heard his name a lot last week, in on the tackle there. That'll give them 1st and 10 from the Warrior 11-yard line.
We're defense looking to make a stand here. .250 remaining in the 1st quarter. Pitch to Newberry again, and he's going to get about 7 or 8 yards. Big gain.
Landing was there to make the tackle. Blocked really, really well, but managed to shock and shed and make himself available to make that tackle. So bring up 2nd and 4 from the Warrior 4-yard line.
Newberry is explosive out there.
Yeah.
I mean, he turned upfield pretty quick. Coming to the near side this time, and he's going to be wrapped up in the back. There's a flag on the play. Tackled by Jesse Snyder. Let's see what this flag is for. Probably a hold. Another block in the back. That's 3 block in the back calls against the Black Bears.
One of the difficult things about trying to run those outside sweep plays is getting your players in the proper position to not run into a situation where you're holding or blocking in the back. So that'll bring them back a little bit. As you mentioned before with Newberry, Farney, the Black Bears are what they are. They run what they run, and they just look to execute it really, really well. And they do that from middle school on up. So they definitely have their identity.
Quarterback's going to be met in the backfield for no gain and a loss of about 1.
Number 73, Jackson Batani, in at nose guard, makes the tackle there.
Jackson Batani, a junior, 270-pound junior here for the Warriors. 1:26 remaining in the first quarter. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12. The Black Bears can get a first down before getting in the end zone, but it is maybe a foot.
Yeah, not by much.
Not by much. Another flag.
Could possibly be a false start there.
It came in early. Another illegal shift. I thought I saw that.
Yeah.
Before that ball came up, but
Little too quick to move there.
Yep.
It's one of those things with the type of offense that they're running. If you are not snapping that ball on time, if it is not perfectly in tune, you are going to run into issues like that. So, unfortunately, tonight they don't have the same crew that the Chiefs-Lions game had, letting them twitch all over the place. So they're going to be tight on this tonight. Those hand signals look really clean, too. I don't know if they're, auditioning for their college upgrade or what. But
maybe they're here for the college game tomorrow or
good
something.
crew tonight, yeah.
Going to bring up 4th and 12. What the board says. I think it's 3rd, though. Intercepted in the end zone. Jack's got the ball. He's going to return. He brings it out to the Warrior 30-yard line.
They passed it back again into that double coverage between Kellen Wayner and Jack Lanning. And Kellen had great coverage on him, allowing Jack to just come up and take that for himself. And they actually came out ahead, bringing that thing out of the end zone. So that'll give the Warriors the ball, it looks like, at their own 29-yard line.
There's 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Probably get one play off here. Our first quarter sponsors are Spur Ridge Veterinary Hospital, Prairie Land Partners, and Marion National Bank.
Time out.
Oh, yeah, get time out.
All right, Warriors take their first time out of the half.
What happened here?
That's a Edward Jones investment timeout. That is not a different kind of timeout.
It's hard when you get those long-time sponsor changes,
That's right. Gene was about to throw something at me. I think we get billed every time we say it wrong.
There you go.
He said he was going to charge us $10 every time we said the wrong name.
It's a lot like Arrowhead Stadium now being GEHA.
It is weird.
It's hard to get that down. So, as advertised here in the first quarter, 18 seconds left to go, and we've just been trading blows left and right. 2 big stops on both sides of the ball here. Warriors getting a stop and an interception. Excellent work so far by the Warriors.
Yeah, Warrior defense bending but not breaking twice now. coming down the field. I think one of the themes that the Black Bear coaches are going to go over is not making penalties.
Yeah.
So should qualify this if you're tuning into the Marion Sterling broadcast and you thought you were getting the Sterling broadcast. This is the Marion broadcast. Sterling's on a different channel. Jack steps back to pass. He's looking to the near side to Freeze, and Freeze just unable to get there. So that's going to be an incomplete pass. The clock stops with 11 seconds left. Warrior fans on the south end of the visiting stands are now in the shade. The north end, it'll be a little bit longer.
Black Bears are doing a really good job here of covering those passes. They definitely, there's not a lot of room between those receivers. So
that's true.
Luckily, Jack has the arm to drop that thing in over the top. So the only person that can get it will be our receivers tonight.
Warriors set up with two men in the backfield. The handoff is to Schaefer this time, and he's going to be met at the line with nowhere to go. And this clock's going to run out here, I think. And we'll switch sides of the field for the second quarter. So that is the end of the first quarter. Again, those first quarter sponsors were Spur Ridge Veterinary Hospital, Prairieland Partners, and Marion National Bank. And I'll turn it over to Austin for the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report.
Well, what a heck of a first quarter there. As advertised, these two are going after each other. Not expected was how much the Black Bears were actually going to throw out of that first quarter there. So coming out of the gate with that throw, a little bit unexpected, caught a bit on our heels, but the Warriors have done a really good job recovering after that point. So penalties, the big killer for the Black Bears so far. Warriors looking to get something going here on offense, and I think they're going to be keying some things up here. So defensively, like you said, bending and not breaking, but the Warriors are now looking to score.
Yeah, Warriors want to punch it in here and get some points on the board. Coming out of the first quarter, I think 0-0 is I think it's a good result from that first quarter. Warriors would love to have some points on the board, and hopefully we can do that here in the coming quarter.
I do not anticipate this is going to be a very high-scoring affair at the end of it all. This is some old school football. So
that's right.
We'll see who can break the top off of it here in the pass game for sure.
So Warriors are going to take over on the north end of the field here at their 29-yard line. It's going to be third and 10. Yeah, third and 10, the pass and then the run.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Trevor's alone in the backfield. We got trips out to the near side. And Jack's going to look that direction. He's under pressure. He's going to be wrapped up for a sack. It's going to be a loss of 4 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down.
That was incredible composure by Jack, though. You know, it's tough to throw as a quarterback. It's even tougher to throw when you got somebody wrapped around your waist, and he still had his eyes downfield trying to make something happen. So Warriors in a tough spot here. Imagine they're going to punt here, fourth and about 14 from their own 25-yard line.
I know if you're watching the scoreboard on the broadcast, it says second and 10, but I can assure you that it is fourth down. So I imagine we'll see Warriors come out to punt here. And that's Jamison Looper setting back to punt. There is delay of game against the Warriors. The Sterling coach was just hopping up and down, waving his arm.
He wanted to make sure they saw him.
Yep. So push the Warriors back 5 more yards, still fourth down. Jamison Looper at his 9 to punt it off. Looking for a big boot here. Almost blocked.
And they're going to get the roughing the kicker call.
Warriors saying that they recovered. How many yards is roughing the kicker?
That's a great question. You don't see it very often in middle school. We're looking at holdings and face masks. That's a lot of what we get. delay of games.
So they waved off the penalty. We don't have replay capability, so we can't see that here. So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Black Bears at the Warrior 39. Good field possession for the Black Bears. Jackson Batanti comes in on defense. Plug up that middle. There was motion, yeah, and I think that's going to be going back.
Black Bears so far just can't get out of their own way.
We got a moment. Our second quarter sponsors are Triple R Hauling, Shelter Insurance, Christensen Real Estate, and the Marion Kiwanis Club. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for their support, helping us bring you these games and basketball games throughout the season. Handoff is to Farney, I believe, and nowhere to go. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15.
Warriors are doing a great job blocking or keeping the inside shut off for Sterling so far, so they're going to have to get it outside on us. Jackson Batanti and Gavin Regier are having to come in there at that nose guard spot trying to replace the production we had out of Quade Williams. Those are some really big shoes to fill, but they are doing their absolute best here.
Number 50, Luke Watkins out there next to Jackson, and 55 is Cole Smith. So Sterling tries to get a handoff from the near side here, and it's going to be good for 3 yards.
A couple of Warriors in a good position, just couldn't quite get wrapped up on him in the backfield. So small gain there. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. Warrior defense again, standing tall.
Yeah.
I'd anticipate here, probably going to see a pass.
I would imagine it would be telling our guys to be ready.
I'm the Black Bear quarterback. I'm not going to this left side of the field here between Jack and Kellen.
Here comes the pass. It's over the middle and intercepted again.
That pick by Lane Smith.
Lane Smith on the interception.
Stepping up again. So
Lane Smith finding himself again in the spotlight like last week and really coming up with some big plays.
that's 2 turnovers there. Interceptions, I should say, for the Warriors. One by Jack Lanning and another by Lane Smith. So Warriors, again, get the ball back on their own 30-yard line with an opportunity to score. So
Warriors looking to put a drive together here, put some points on the board.
Warriors are going to spread things out, single back set, 2 receivers both sides. Nothing. Oh, my.
Pitch was out to Freeze, who's going to get it for about 6 yards. The fake was a Schaefer up the middle. Jack kept it and pitched it outside to Freeze.
I was going to say they had me good and fooled. So
Yeah. I was fooled until I saw the ball flying through the air.
I was wondering if we're seeing another play like the first play from last week. A little.
Lane Smith brings the play in. Freeze on the near side, Smith on the far side. Schaefer's is in the backfield. And Looper's in motion. That time the handoff is to Schaefer's, and he's going to get to the back of the line of scrimmage.
Nothing going on either side for the middle of the field there. So both teams having to stretch it out to try and get anything going.
Yeah, I imagine Warriors are going to have to get some more plays out to the sides before that middle opens up. That's Wayner and Freeze on the near side. Looper in the slot. Schaefer's in the backfield. Jack looking this way. Pitch to Schaefer. He's coming around the end. He's tripped up. He's close to the first down. That's a good spot. I think, oh, no, that's a bad spot. The far judge was on the 40 and then stepped back a yard.
unfortunately, when spotting a ball, flying through the air doesn't count. It's where you come down. So
that's going to bring up 4th and 1.
But he jumped over the 40-yard line.
If only we had replay,
I
Gene.
know, because he jumped over it. He landed on the right side of the 40.
unfortunately, no calls coming from New York on that one.
That's right. Warriors are going to go for it. Jack's going to keep and try and get that yard, and I think he got it. I think that's a bad spot.
Oh, he moved it back. Because it has to be on the line for you to make it. Oh,
Yeah, that's going to be a turnover on downs. I don't think that was a good spot. So it's going to be Black Bear ball. What do you think? I mean,
No, I think you're totally right. I think, forward progress gives Jack the 40 at a minimum,
Yeah.
if not a little bit further. The far side judge seemed to be further back, but hard to tell in the scrum there. So
Yeah.
Warrior defense having to step up again and try and get the ball back here.
same cast of characters for the Warriors: Smith, Batanti, and Watkins on the front there. Warriors are showing blitz, and they brought the house. They came in a hurry. They saw that coming, and that was not going to go anywhere. Going to bring up 2nd and 13.
Warriors are doing a good job defensively handling the middle of the field. They're also doing a great job making sure to set the edge too. A couple missed tackles here or there, but as far as getting into the right spots, the Warriors are right on track.
There's a flag on that player. I think that's going to be
Encroachment.
on the Warriors that time. That's going to move the ball.
I think one of the first penalties on the Warriors tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one of the first ones. That's going to that's a 5-yard penalty, make it 2nd and 8 now for the Black Bears. And they're at their 37-yard line. Quarterback pitched it to 7. 7 is Jaden Diazio.
Great job there by Jesse Snyder coming up and filling, taking what could have been a lot longer run and holding it short. So that'll make it 3rd and about 5 for the Black Bears.
So big third down here for the Warriors. Try and get a stop. I imagine this is 4-down territory, being this close to the end zone, but definitely want to get a stop here.
Given that extra down, I wouldn't rule out a pass here either. They like to pass here on 3rd down.
Nowhere to go.
Great job by Jack Lanning coming upfield there, cutting things off and helping bringing it back into the Warrior defense. So 4th and 9 now for the Black Bears on their own the Warrior 39-yard line.
That might change the thinking. We'll see. Jack did a great job anticipating that play and getting into the backfield and making the stop. I think we're going to get a Edward Jones investment timeout for the Black Bears. So that's their first timeout of the quarter. Edward Jones investment timeout.
I imagine the Black Bears are going to talk here, try and take advantage of a matchup here in the pass game. I don't anticipate them trying to run again. It helps when you get those further back, 3rd downs, 4th downs, a little bit longer. You're kind of limited on what you can do. So, you don't have to protect the middle of the field as much, but you can start protecting those edges, and that's exactly what this defense that spends a lot of time looking at film and breaking things down anticipated there. So great job by the Warriors. If I was calling it, I would definitely be anticipating a throw here.
I would be anticipating a matchup between Eckhart and Snyder again.
Yeah.
And trying to take advantage of that. A lot of whistles there. Again, Eckhart 6'5". Most of the guys on our team not 6'5".
Not 6'5", no.
And that's number 3 going out to the far side there. You'll see him lined up with the marker. There's a pitch, and he's going to try and He looked like he was going to try and get rid of it, but nothing, nowhere to go. I know. Hot potato.
Warriors did a good job disrupting that play there, and
Absolutely.
I think they were kind of shocked at how well they got penetration, and then weren't quite sure where to go with it from there. So
Good defense by the Warriors. Turnover on downs. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Warriors from their 42.
We need some points.
Producer Gene says, we need some points, boys.
I don't want to go home nothing to nothing.
fortunately, here in the United States, we just can't handle ties, so we're going to take it.
So Jack keeps. He's going to lower the shoulder, and that's going to be good for about 3 yards. Jack kind of looked around and said, I'm going to do it myself.
One of the better runs up the middle tonight on either side of the ball here.
It's cooling down here. It's 85 degrees. Sun's going down.
Next week's going to be really nice out there at Hutch Trinity in the 70s. So Warriors spreading the field out, single back set, 2 receivers both sides.
Handoff, Jack kept. And try to get over to that right side, and he's going to get a yard. He's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
One of the things noted in the scouting report is just how well this defense will fill. I mean, they will not sit back and wait for something to happen. They'll come flying downfield and stop it wherever you got it. So Warriors are going to have to fight for every single yard tonight.
Warriors need to pick up a 1st down here. Keep the ball moving. Freeze on the near side, Wayner on the near side, Schaefer's in the backfield. Looper in the slot. Jack's looking their direction. He's going to look back the other way to Schaefer's, and he's going to get hit behind the line and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Good idea there by the Warriors, throwing a screen pass, just man coverage by the Bears. They did a really good job of staying on who they needed to be. So another 4th and ways for the Warriors.
4th and 7 for the Warriors at the 45-yard line. Imagine we'll see Looper again on the punt. Over Looper's head, he's going back, and he just needs to fall on it. Yep. That is, go ahead.
Warrior defense being called on again to try and make a big stand in their own territory.
1st and 10 Warriors.
That's a tough mistake. Warriors, Looper did the right thing. He just fell on the ball, and he wasn't going to make anything out of that. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Black Bears from the 21-yard line.
Giving the defense a chance here to get a stop on the Black Bears, doing really good job all night. So not unfamiliar to being backed up in their own territory, so they are ready to make a stand.
Black Bears have 1 man in the backfield, 1 in motion. He's going to look to pass, and that's going to be overthrown, almost intercepted by Freeze there. Good defense by the Warriors on that play. Nobody was open. The pass was overthrown. Hand off to Farney, and he's going to find a couple yards, but again, nowhere to go. I think he's going to be good for 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. Warrior defense continues to stay strong here.
Have to imagine you're going to see something to the outside here. Maybe a toss, maybe a reverse, possibly. check that. Probably looking at a pass here on the left-hand side.
And the Warriors are in the backfield in a hurry, and the quarterback able to get a yard.
Looked like there was a little miscue here. Were we giving it on the jet? Were we doing an ISO? What are we doing here? So,
I think the ended up being no gain.
Yeah.
So I keep looking at that far judge, and then I realize he keeps getting overruled by the near judge.
there you go.
Hey, look at the near judge.
Clock is running less than 2 minutes to go here. 4th down. Warriors having to make another stand in their own territory. Warriors, I believe, with 2 timeouts still remaining, so
Correct.
still plenty of time to make a drive here.
We don't have the trademark Powers grid system marking the timeouts.
Right.
I'm working on it.
Good tackle there by Kellen Wayner.
Sure.
Great situational awareness there by Kellen, making sure he sat back at the sticks, kept everything in front of him. Warriors now with 1:25, 2 timeouts to make a drive from their own, looks like 12-yard line, 13-yard line.
Warriors take over on downs. Great play by Kellen Wayner there on the near side on that tackle. Warriors looking to get something here. 1:25. Our second quarter sponsors are Triple R Hauling, Shelter Insurance, Christensen Real Estate, and the Marion Kiwanis Club. Warrior sponsors are Gambino's Pizza, Marion Auto Supply, Security First Title Company, Katie Insurance, and Tampa State Bank. Wayner on the near side. That's Freeze on the far side. Looper and Schaefer's in the backfield. Handoff is to Schaefer's, and there's just nothing there. Again, they have that middle packed down.
Not much movement on either side there.
Where's Sterling's going to take a timeout. That'll be their second timeout. That's an Edward Jones investment timeout.
That'll leave them with 1 timeout left in the half here. Warriors still with 2 timeouts. Second, looks like a little bit of a loss there, so it'll be 2nd and 11 from their own 11.5-yard line. So what do you think the Warriors are going to be pulling out here? How much time left on the clock? Need to open something up? Are we going to play it safe? Are we going to throw it down the field?
I think we get the ball back to begin the second half. Imagine we'll play it safe here and go into halftime with a tie.
Super. I knew it was going to be a slugfest, but it's I didn't know it was going to be a 0-0 slugfest. I mean, hey, both defenses playing really good ball.
Absolutely. Both teams coming out. We've seen some miscues, especially on the Sterling side with some penalties, but Marion not able to capitalize on those. But definitely a good word is a slugfest. That's good. All right, Warriors come out. There's 1:14 remaining in the first half. Jack looked around. He faked to Looper, or he faked to Schaefer's and gave to Looper. Looper's going to be good for 3 yards.
One of the first really nice holes we've seen open up for the Warrior runners here tonight.
The clock continues to run. We're under a minute now.
Like you mentioned, I think the Warriors are going to play it a little bit safe here, so I don't know if we're super concerned we're trying to make anything happen.
Third and 7 for the Warriors at their 15. Schaefer's in the backfield. Jack's going to keep, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I think that's going to – they're stopping the clock.
Yeah, Sterling's going to take a timeout, looking to get the ball back here with a little bit of time. Warriors going to have to punt 4th down and change on their own 15-yard line there. So imagine Black Bears get the ball back here. They're going to take a shot downfield.
Yep.
Warriors covering that really well so far, so I think we'll be in good shape. But Black Bears with a chance to score potentially.
That's the Black Bears' final timeout. That's a Edward Jones investment timeout.
Black Bear coaches are pleading their case up here to the box to change the clock. I'm assuming they're flashing 29 seconds on the clock. 28 seconds, so they...
I didn't know the coaches could do that.
It happens. We had a little bit of that last night. The clock operator sometimes, you know, we're getting locked up into the game. And
So Looper back to kick to punt it away. On a good snap here. If it goes over Looper's head, it's in the end zone.
Warriors shifting into an interesting formation.
Jack is now the man back. He's going to punt it away. And it's an end-over-end punt to the 40. It's going to be returned to about the 38. So 9 seconds go off the clock. There's 19.5 seconds remaining in the half. It's going to be Sterling ball at the Warrior 30. We're going to say the 37.
Warriors still with 2 timeouts here. Have the opportunity to take a timeout if they see something they're not quite ready for or see something that they don't like. So Warrior defense, super comfortable back in their own territory here. Doing a really good job making stands, and our secondary has done a really good job outside of that first play covering. So Warrior defense looking to make a quick stand here.
Looking to pass down to Eckhart again. And it's intercepted by Freeze. He's going to come down. He's coming down the far sideline. There's a flag, late flag on the play. Late flag on the play.
Just going to say block in the back on the Warriors.
Okay. So block in the back on the Warriors after the interception. So it remains Warrior ball. It'll move them back a few yards closer to the end zone, but there are 9 seconds left. And like I said half a minute ago.
Black Bear fans and coaches were wanting a penalty there on Jesse Snyder, but Jesse Snyder was just running up underneath the ball. You know, that's completely legal.
I think they got tied up,
Yep.
you know, and Eckhart was just so tall he didn't see Jesse, and it just, you know, looked right over him.
There you go. You have to anticipate here the Warriors getting the ball coming out of the half. As you mentioned, they're going to go ahead and take this thing down to halftime, make some adjustments in the locker room, come out and look to get a quick score here. Maybe the one man that scores is going to be the one man that walks away with this ball game tonight. So
that definitely could be the case. To me, that's going to be the end of the first half. We're going to go for our St. Luke quarterly report.
I don't want to repeat myself too much, but we have seen a lot of the same thing. Thing to note, the Warrior defense has done an excellent job tonight taking care of getting stops in their own territory. They've stood tall. They've played really, really well, gone to their positions if they need to. We had some issues early on not staying on the backside. You know, we got bailed out on penalties on that, but the Warrior defense overall is playing really, really well. The offense is moving the ball. It's just one of those things that they are coming up against a very stout Black Bear defense that is not going to give them anything. You know, I think the Warriors may be in a little bit of shock. They were able to move the ball a little bit easier against him than they probably anticipated. They know Sterling's going to be tough tonight, but when you get those pads on, get between the lines, you're going to feel it a little bit. I think they're going to come out of the half and be ready to rock and roll.
Very good. All right, we're going to go to the half. We're going to put our mics on mute. Gene's got some music for you, and we'll be back with you before the second half.
Black Bear High School students, there will be a fifth quarter tonight at Cross Point Church immediately following this ball game.
Okay, you're on.
All right, welcome back, Warrior fans. We hope that you had some time to make it to the refrigerator and get a cold beverage and get that microwave popcorn going so you could come back for the second half. Mike Powers is enjoying popcorn at KU Stadium right now and watching KU win their football game tonight. I think they were up 21-6 last I checked. So if you're missing Mike, that's where he's at. We will get him back on the broadcast someday. So, Austin, you got anything for us?
Well, who can score first? That may be what it comes down to tonight. We'll see what kind of adjustments the teams have made at halftime here, but the Warriors do have the advantage by starting off here with the ball. So it'll be interesting to see what they've drawn up. Obviously, middle of the field is not working great for either side. So how are we going to blow the top off of this defense? We're going to find out right now.
Onside kick attempt. It's going to be recovered. I think that was Jack Lanning. Wait, yep. Nope. 55 was Cole Smith on the recovery. So good recovery by Cole. Good hands. Fell forward. It's going to be Marion ball at the 49. During halftime, our producer was interviewed on the Black Bear YouTube broadcast and got to share his insights and experiences with them. So Jack has two men behind, two spread out. He's going to hand off to Schaefer. He's going to try and find somebody up the middle, and that is still full of people.
Definitely looked a lot better there as far as getting a block. Looked like a little bit of room. So compared to what it was earlier in the night, I think the Warriors are coming out and making some adjustments there. You can't totally give up on the inside run at this point, but the Warriors looking to find a way to move the ball, even if it's a few feet at a time.
You want that light on there?
I'm all right.
You okay?
Single back set, trips to the right-hand side.
Pitches to Schaefer's. He's going to come around the near side. He's going to find some room this time. And he's going to be close to the first down. They're Man, I just don't know about that spot.
Fortunately,
Oh my
Pops.
gosh, they moved it back another yard.
Yeah.
Because he was like on the 4th.
Yeah, I agree with Gene. Gene's saying he was a few yards ahead. He was at least at the 43-yard line.
Yeah.
Could be the stadium lighting. We do have a couple of lights out there, so maybe we're having a hard time seeing.
I can see it.
All right, so Warriors got 2 back, 2 spread out. Jack's going to keep. He's going to find some room on the left side. He's through the line, and he's on his way to the end zone. That is a Case and Son touchdown.
Excellent decision there by Jack. Jack was looking to hand it off on the ISO and decided to pull it out and said, you know, I'm going to follow you, Trevor. Thank you very much. I'm going to head on up there. So excellent play there by the Warriors, finally opening up something inside. Their runs work excellent. I mean, we saw a lot of that last week, but, you know, it's a well-executed system, and they've got 3 years of experience. So they know the ins and outs and ways that they can make it work. And, hey, that may be the difference maker right there. Seems kind of silly to say up 6-0, but, you know.
All right, Warriors going to attempt to kick the extra point here. That is Caden Mercer out there. Jack holding.
It's going to
And
be
it is
wide right.
So it's going to stay 6-0 on the Jack Lanning touchdown. Our third quarter sponsors tonight are MHS PAC, that stands for Parent Advisory Council, and Carlson's Grocery.
See, they're posting a lot there, needing people to help with the concession stands. So if you're wanting to come out, we don't have many home games this year, so we definitely could use the help. It's always great to see smiling faces working there. So
yeah, a lot of fun to do that, and you can say that you worked the last year in the stadium concession stand.
Yep. Like we mentioned last week, a bond passed there by the community to build a new locker room, weight room facility, as well as concession stands and a community area for a pickleball court there. So thank you again to the community for putting that together and helping support the future of the Warriors and Wildcats.
That's right.
So Warriors blow the top off here compared to how it's been.
That's right. The Warriors strike first.
6-0. Warriors defense, I imagine they're going to see some adjustments from the Black Bears as well here. But the onside kick was huge. Like you mentioned, you know, I think possession was going to be a big thing here. And doing that onside kick, you can tell the Black Bears were desperate to steal a possession if they could. In this case, they helped set up that drive for the Warriors. So 6-0 with Caden lining up to kick it. I imagine we're going to go deep here.
The official giving them some pointers on where to kick it. Black Bears have one man deep, a couple men up around the 20. Good high end over end kick, going to be caught at the 20, coming to the near side. Warriors looking to contain and make a stop. There's a flag on the play, and that was number 7, Diazio, on the carry, and he just stepped out of bounds when he saw a whole host of Warriors coming at him. We'll see what the flag is.
Holding on the Black Bears.
So that'll go back. Is that the spot of the foul penalty?
I want to say so.
Okay.
Right idea by the Warriors, kicking away from the strength of the Black Bears. They just did a really good job of getting back towards their blockers and getting upfield. So saved a little bit there again by penalties by the Black Bears.
Black Bears have one man back. That's Farney. That's going to be handed off to Farney, and he's just not going to – he might have 3 yards. Going to bring up 4 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Both teams finding a little bit more room inside. It's not looking quite as congested as before, so must have gave them some pointers there to get those blocks a little bit better at halftime.
That's right. We're to dig in and move guys around. 2nd and 6 from the Black Bear 29. And off again to Farney, and he's going to be good for a couple more yards. Watkins on the tackle. I don't know about you, but the numbers for the Black Bears, they just on the shoulders, they just blend in. Like they all look similar from up here.
Yeah, they really do. I know that's one of the rule changes that's coming next year is the standardizing of how the numbers are supposed to look. So we'll see if that'll be something that'll affect the Black Bears here.
Farney lines up in the backfield again, 2 men out wide, one on either side. And there's just nothing there that time. Warriors all over that play. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the carry.
Kind of happy we got this side of the field judge spot because the other side looked like they were heading up. So good job by the Warriors to get a stick there. I would not be surprised to see the Black Bears go for it. They may bet on themselves here, but I would also not rule out a punt in this situation either, especially.
I said loss of 3. There was no loss on the play.
I would have thought a loss, but hey.
I would have too. So it's going to be 4th and 1 from the Warrior 34. And they're not going to get it. That is a stop. Turnover on downs.
Warriors are going to start out with great starting field position on the Black Bears side. Looks like the 34-yard line of the Black Bears. Hopefully the Warriors here, with points being hard to come by, you can get 2 scores on the board. That might be enough to hold them off here. So Warriors doing a great job coming out.
We didn't call anybody on the tackle because it was a whole host of Warriors on the tackle there.
The whole tribe.
That's right, the whole tribe.
Warriors line up, trips left, single back.
That's Schaefer's in the backfield. Jack's going to roll left. He's going to find that hole again. He's going to try and get through it. There's a flag that comes in late.
And unfortunately, I believe it's going to be on the Warriors. A little bit of extracurriculars taking place in the backfield there.
So that play is going to come back.
Number 3, Eckert, for the Black Bears there is down on the field. Eckhart.
Yep.
Play around.
Gene's getting a little old school on us here. Yeah.
Well, it's like when you go out to golf, you just
Don't slow play, just play around.
drag in.
We're going to have a timeout on the field, official timeout for the injury.
Well, Warriors looking to find opportunities out there, especially in the run game. Jack Lanning running hard, not a surprise there.
Yeah.
But looks like they're getting a lot better blocks there too. Cooler heads got to prevail here. The Warriors have done a great job all game of playing mistake-free football for the most part. Just got to keep that pace up. That'll actually back the Warriors up to a first down. I believe. It's hard to tell through here.
1st and 20.
On the Black Bear 43-yard line. Eckhart did come off, but he's standing under his own power, getting a little bit of water, so I imagine we'll see him coming back in the game for the Black Bears.
All right. Warriors come out 1st and 20 from the Black Bear 49-yard line. 44-yard line. Jack back to pass. He's looking deep. He's looking for Freeze. He's got Freeze. Freeze is going for the end zone. That's a Case and Son touchdown.
Excellent play call there by the Warriors, stretching the field. Fantastic. I'm actually surprised they did not rule him short. I'd be interested to see what the replay looks like, but it looked like his knee might have touched first. I'll take it, though. I'm not going to complain too much. So
I looked and he did.
Producer Gene says he was in the end zone.
the booth review has determined that is a touchdown.
So we're going to see the Warriors again attempt the extra point with Caden Mercer. Caden hit, was he 4 for 7 last week or
something like that? About 50%, maybe a little bit better on that. So had a lot of opportunities, that's for
I
sure.
think it was 4 for 7 last week. Jack to hold, Mercer to kick.
That one looking good.
That is a good extra point. Warriors go up 13-0.
Not a lot of wind to compete with out there. Fortunately, you got the flag right there off to the side and just a light little breeze just across there. So Good job there by the Warriors, putting up another score, taking advantage. This is what we anticipate to see from the Warriors.
Absolutely.
And for them to stand as tall as they did, to spend as much time in their own territory on defense as they did in that first half, and then to come out here and put up 2 quick scores, that's going to be huge, especially unless the Black Bears change something up. Again, this is similar to last year. If it takes them a long time to get a scoring drive together, if at all, it's not going to be enough. So
that's a good point.
Warrior defense just having to remain tall here. I imagine now down 2 scores, you might see more of that match play, especially if Eckert's good to go. Try and get him out there on the younger sophomore and see what you can make happen.
Yeah, I think I would anticipate seeing the Black Bears try and go to the air a little bit more here coming out of this kickoff. And, one of the things that happens when you're up 13-0, I think that can, even if you got tired defensive legs, it gives you some energy. It gives you, something to stand even stronger for. So,
and even just a sigh of relief.
Yeah,
I mean, just sit here 0-0, duking it out like you have been, having a couple scores under your belt kind of re-energizes you a little bit. You're absolutely right. Warriors ready to kick off here with Mercer off of the good PAT.
High kick is going to be taken at the 41-yard line where I think that's number 23. Is that who that was? 23 is Dominique Moncada, 6'2" senior for the Sterling Black Bears. One of the neat things about Mercer kicking, Austin, is he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
We got 3 years of extra point kicks.
Absolutely.
That's kind of fun.
Well, and the way I understand it, that's a big change for Warrior football in general.
That's
not something we've seen.
Yeah. Not very often.
You're right.
Not very often. So Warriors come out on defense. Black Bears showing a familiar set here. Farney in the backfield. Quarterback drops back to pass. He's looking for the near side. It's broken up by Wayner. Great defense by Wayner on that play. Stayed in position, and the pass was to number 5, Isaac Breyer, who also another 6'2" senior. Where are these guys coming from, Austin? My goodness.
Well, I tell you what, it's something in the water around here in most of our league. But I tell you what, Kellen Wayner did an excellent job there in coverage. He recognized that he was going to get beat deep. He kept up on him. It's a really bad tendency for corners to turn their head and try and looking for the ball, and that's where you get that separation. He stayed on him and continued through that play, breaking the pass up. Excellent coverage there by the young junior now, Kellen Wayner.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Black Bears. We're going to go send somebody out far to the right. Man in the backfield. There's a flag on the play. That's going to be stopped. Probably a false start.
We're going to get encroachment here on the Warriors.
I don't like that.
Just a little excitable there on the blitz.
That's going to make it 2nd and 5 for the Black Bears. A little bit more manageable.
The Black Bears there were showing an interesting set. They had a single receiver out, but on that right-hand side, they had 2 receivers off and close. So hopefully the Warriors are taking those into account, ready for any pass plays you might see here. Same set.
Oh. We're going to see which way another encroachment call. Going to give them a new set of downs.
Time to take a deep breath.
Yep.
We're in good shape here. Warriors looking to attack, which absolutely, totally get it. They're looking to put some pressure on that quarterback too, because as good a play as we've had from our secondary, you don't want to make them have to do that multiple times. And they are getting receivers open downfield. Not by much, but just a little.
Right. Another flag. That's 3 in a row. Another penalty against the Warriors. 3 plays in a row.
I am starting to question. They were questioning themselves on who to give it to. I wonder if we're just enjoying throwing the flags or what. So mostly mistake-free football now. A little bit of a setback here on defense.
So,
First and 5.
Hey, watch the ball, guys. Watch
First
the
and
ball.
5 for the Black Bears from the 48-yard line. No flag on the play. Passes to the flat and over the hands, I think, of Eckhart.
Snyder came down to make a play there. Eckhart, like you said, super tall guy, high ball to begin with, so we were kind of lucky that was just up and out of the hands of Eckhart there.
Going to bring up 2nd and 5. Black Bears with Diazio in the backfield, and that handoff is going to be to Diazio, and he's got nowhere to go. And that'll bring up Zeke Johnson, not Diazio. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Brian Wynn on the tackle, the home PA announcer said.
3rd and 4 here, they got options. They can throw, they can pass. They're showing a willingness to do a lot more passing than I think we've seen them do before and based on the scouting reports. So kind of in a desperate situation, having to get out of their comfort zone just a little bit.
Eckhart breaks wide, Johnson in the backfield. The pitch is to 7. That is Diazio. He's trying to get outside, and he's going to be taken out short of the first down. I think it was a loss even of 1.
I think it was Looper there. He did a really great job filling outside, making sure that he couldn't get a clean look upfield. So excellent job there by the defense to fill and hold them out short.
So Sterling with a choice here. 4th and 4 from the Warrior 47. They've got a man back like they're going to punt. Warriors have not dropped anyone back. The high snap, he's going to get the kick away. It's an end-over-end kick. No one there to return it. It's going to bounce at the 19 and stay at the 19. So Warriors are going to take over at their own 19-yard line here after the pretty good punt by the Sterling punter.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The Warriors made a smart call there on defense. You don't want to give them the opportunity to do anything silly and try and then get themselves back into it. You can take the ball from your own 20 because at this point, up 2 scores, the clock is your friend. We
Right.
can, as long as we're moving the ball, 3-4 yards a carry, we can watch that clock tick down on them. So good call there by the Warrior defense.
6 minutes remain in the third quarter. Our third quarter sponsors are MHS Pack and Carlson's Grocery. We'll get those Warrior sponsors here for you in a moment. Again, Austin Murphy in the booth with me. Keenan running the camera. Handoff is to Looper up the middle, and he's going to not find much there, maybe a yard.
That was a good run to make something out of nothing there because he was wrapped up about 2 yards back and got himself forward for 1. So
those Warrior sponsors are Gambino's Pizza, Marion Auto Supply, Security First Title Company, Katie Insurance, and Tampa State Bank.
83.
Producer Gene tells us we got 83 people tuning in right now, or 83 units watching. So thank you for tuning in, and make sure you check out those sponsors. Thank them for helping bring the broadcast to you. Handoff up the middle, not much there. I think it's going to be no gain for the Warriors. It's going to bring 3rd down and 9. So the clock does continue to run. We're at 5 minutes now in the third quarter. Would love to pick up a first down to keep that clock going. Warriors lead 13-0 here after 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. Went into halftime 0-0, but definitely making up for some lost time in the first half.
single back set trips on the right-hand side.
Jack with a pitch to Schaefer. He's trying to get around the corner. Arm tackled and then finally brought down short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 4, for the Warriors at the 25.
I tell you what, our receivers have done a really good job blocking tonight. You know, Ian Ingles last year was
Yep.
one that I got to do a lot of great blocking out there. Receiver, it's not an easy job to be blocking out there in space for as long as they are, but they do an excellent job of it. So kudos to the wide receiver core and their blocking.
So Jack is deep to punt. Good snap. Jack gets it away. Good big punt up. It's going to be caught at the 50, and then he's going to return it to the Warrior 43.
Hard to tell who's in on the tackle there. They're going to credit it to Jesse Snyder there on the tackle. Good job picking him up early. Not much of a return there for the Black Bears. They'll start at the midfield stripe. We're just past, sorry.
Yep. So Sterling comes out 1st and 10 from the Warrior 43. Farney's back in the backfield now. And give me a gain for about 2 yards for the Black Bears. That was the quarterback on the keep. Logan Isaac.
You know, the nice part, and they're not going to continue running this all the time, obviously, but the nice part about them running those inside little keeps, little ISOs, is they keep the clock running just as well as we do. And if we can hold them to yardage like that, it's just not going to be enough at this point. They're going to have to continue to try and get outside and spread that ball around.
Absolutely. So Farney in the backfield, Eckert out wide. Quarterback drops back to pass. He's looking for Eckhart. He's got him down there. And there is a flag this time on that play. I think so. That's a pass interference call on the Warriors. I think what happened is Snyder turned around and wasn't looking for the ball anymore. Was playing the man, and I think that was what drew the call.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see. You know, I feel like Jesse was playing the ball there, but I'm not sure. Maybe that second guy flying in wasn't to the ref's liking. So
it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Black Bears from the Warrior 31.
27.
Excuse me, Gene says 27. Another pass, this time to the near side. There's hands all over the place on that. It'd be hard to call anybody on pass interference on that. Both players were tied up with each other.
people don't realize, and it's hard. It's an art form for corners and receivers alike. But you know, there is a certain amount of hand fighting that can take place. It's hard to tell when it truly comes to the point of pass interference or not. And a lot of fans really don't understand that part. So it's a tough thing to call.
All right, 2nd and 10 for the Black Bears. Pitch, and we almost knocked that to the ground. I think Looper was in the backfield. Yeah, Looper was in the backfield and almost knocked that out of the air.
That tackle was made there by Cole Smith. Great coverage there. Didn't have the best angle on him, but got a solid wrap. And that'll move them back into a 3rd and ways.
Yeah, I think we're looking now at 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16 for the Black Bears from the Warrior 32-yard line. Quarterback brings in the play. It's an interesting phenomenon on the scouting report was their line was all seniors and their position players were all sophomores. So Sterling takes a timeout. That's a Edward Jones investment timeout. What do you say, Austin?
I was just going to say, not terribly surprising. You know, they're going to put their best athletes in that spot. But the thing of it is Sterling has always kind of had the philosophy, you know, you're you're going to put your grown men up front, you know, and fortunately for Sterling, they usually have huge squads of guys, and they typically have a lot of grown men. So we tend to see more size out of Sterling more often than not. So I don't know what they're putting in the water. I wish, you know, hopefully Gene during his interview got some answers on what they're putting in the water to help grow boys this big, but we'll see.
I gotta have a light on. I can't see with my control. That's not the light. Is it over there? Okay. I'm having trouble seeing which one I want to hit here.
Black Bears having to take a timeout there. I imagine they're facing down a delay of game, which may come up huge for them later in the game, depending on how this pans out. So,
yeah, that was their first time out. They got 2 remaining in the half. And here we go.
3rd long, I'd anticipate seeing a pass here or something outside.
That was almost a busted play for sure. The pitch was on the ground at one point, and he's being swarmed. That was Diazio on the carry. He just got swarmed by Warriors.
That's one thing the Warrior defense does a really, really good job of, among many things, is flowing to the ball. If you have one guy flowing out there, you're going to get around that. But when you have 4 or 5 Warriors coming there at a time and then more on the way, a broken play, there's nothing you can do about that. So
brings up 4th and forever for the Black Bears. I think they're going to punt this. Again, Warriors going to play conservatively here, not drop anyone back, just in case. Punt is away, and it is going to land at about the 11 and roll to about the 5-yard line. So Warriors going to take over at their own 5.
not quite enough juice to get into that end zone there, unfortunately. So Warriors backed up in their own territory. But clock kindly on their side. 1:14 left to go here on the 3rd quarter. 2 scores up so far. So Warriors have find themselves in a great position.
We know now. Last week, Inman was down. We saw the score of the Remington Sterling game, 46-6, and I think this has proved to be a good battle between 2 teams. But Warriors, if they walk away from this with a good win, I think they've got a lot of good energy to build on going into the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Something we've talked about is, you know, this league is extremely hard. The teams we play are extremely hard. But the beautiful part about that is the Warriors come in playoff ready. It's not like they got in on a technicality or playing soft teams. They're absolutely going to have been battle tested by that point.
So Jack keeps. He's going to find some room.
Had me fooled. I thought we were done back there. So good job by Jack.
Yeah, Jack found about 9 yards there on the left side of the line. The fake was to Schaefer's, and it sure looked like Schaefer's had it. He sold that well.
Yeah.
Sterling bought it, and Lanning found some room to run. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 1, a very manageable 2nd down. So Warriors looking to capitalize on that good 1st down run by Lanning. Jack's got 3 men around him. He's going to hand off to Freeze, and he is tackled in the backfield. Or excuse me, I thought I was faked out on that one. So good. Warriors doing a good job of selling the fake. Got Austin last time, got me this time. So.
You know, it's almost as good as those NFL ones where you can see them even kind of get faked out, you know.
Right. So 1st down for the Warriors on that carry, and the ball is at the Warrior 23-yard line.
Looks like they're going to take it down to quarter here.
So we're going to switch sides of the field, and I'm going to turn over to Austin for the St. Luke quarterly report.
Well, 2 huge drives there for the Warriors, both starting out there in Bear territory. Excellent plays across the board. You could see we came out and made some adjustments, cleaned some things up. More than anything, we're not changing anything huge things about our offense, but we are executing it better. So Warriors, great job there. Score by Jack Lanning to start us off. Missed PAT, and then a connection there between Jack and Jonathan Freeze. I mean, that's beautiful. That reminded me a lot of last year.
Yeah.
You know, you get Ian Jack connection going there.
Yep.
Lob it out there and make him go get it. Jonathan got it. We got the PAT. Up 2 scores here. Scores being hard to come by. Warriors find themselves in a great position. I've said that multiple times. I know. I'm sorry for the fans at home, but we're in a great spot right here. Warriors are marching the ball. We can keep running time off the clock. And the Black Bears are going to have to do what they're not necessarily comfortable doing. They're going to have to throw that ball around. Warriors are playing good defense in the secondary. I think we're finding ourselves in really good shape here in the fourth quarter.
Good job, Austin. Appreciate the analysis. Get those third quarter sponsors in one more time. MHS Pack and Carlson's Grocery. Again, we do want to thank the sponsors. Sponsors give us the ability to get the technology we need to bring these games to you. We used to have to figure out which way the wind was blowing in order to get a cordless mic picked up on the system, right, Gino? So Gino's nodding his head, and we've moved past that. Now we got great microphones. We got great video software or hardware to bring these games to you. Keenan, you got anything you want to say tonight? No, he's shaking his head and gave me a thumbs up. All right, we'll get him on the air one of these nights.
I just have to say, too, having something like this, MCTV, I know, I'm not necessarily a spring chicken by any means, but this streaming thing, it's amazing to have. And not every community has this, especially to the level that the guys here at MCTV do it. So definitely an awesome thing for the community, especially on these road games. A lot of great people are able to get on here and watch. So thank you to the fans. Thank you to the community, and what a great thing. Thank you, sponsors, for keeping us on the air.
And if you are enjoying the broadcast, or maybe you got us on mute, but like and subscribe to this broadcast. And Gene's got it on the screen there, I think. So, yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, so you can know when these games are on. All right, Warriors, 1st and 10 with a pitch. Lots of room to run. Having trouble picking up who that was.
You have a flag in the backfield here.
Let's see what that is.
Referee's having a discussion here.
Definitely coming back. Little conference going on here.
I'll pick up your ranking.
Yeah, they're questioning whether or not they've thrown too many flags tonight. Might have hit their limit.
Capped out. Long conference here. The illegal man downfield.
Yeah, but I don't think that was a pass. Man, this is where replay would come in handy, but I think it was an option pitch.
Yeah.
So the call is illegal man downfield, or ineligible man downfield.
Yeah, that's strange.
We're scratching our heads on that one. So that's going to move the ball back inside the 10-yard line. It remains first.
Well, they say second 20.
I know they say 2nd and 20, but it's the first down. It's not a loss of downs. Yeah, 1st and 20 for the Warriors. Jack's got 2 men in the backfield. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and there's not much room there. Lane Smith was getting after it upfield, though, on the blocking on that play. I don't know if you saw that, but he was fully involved.
It's always a great thing when you can see guys driving like that.
So there's a gain of 1 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 19. Warriors looking to move the ball here. Again, knocked back on a 10-yard penalty on ineligible man downfield, and we got official timeout, something about the spot of the ball maybe. Or getting a new ball.
Ball boys caught a little bit off guard here.
Yeah, Sterling ball boys were scrambling to find another football. They found one. It's coming out on the field now. So I don't know what was on the football or what happened, but bring a new football out.
Something you see more in baseball than anything, But
yeah, like every pitch in baseball. All right, so Warriors 2nd and 19, gain of 1 on that first play. Jack's got Trevor behind him. He's going to keep and come around the corner, and he's going to pick up quite a few yards. I think maybe 9.
The option has definitely been a play that's worked really, really well for the Warriors tonight.
Okay, so Jack picks up 8 on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11.
Not an awful position. Definitely made it 3rd more manageable. Warriors not having to throw here, especially given how well they've gotten the ball outside. And that clock, it continues to run. So that is going to be the big thing here.
Warrior ball on the 17, on their own 17-yard line. Need to make it to the 28 for a first down. Jack's found some room to run. He's going to cut upfield. He's going to make it to the 30, 35. Jack picks up the first down.
Little counterplay going the other way will give the Warriors the first down there. Looked almost to be a blown play, but not with the way Jack runs. He's going to break a tackle, then another tackle, and then a 3rd one just to make sure he saw it. So good job there by Jack.
Great play calling by the Warriors. Great implementation by the Warriors. I love seeing us get these big plays out. No penalties on the play. No ineligible receivers downfield on the run.
Yeah.
Landing with 2 men behind him, 2 spread out either side. Got some room in the middle this time. It's going to be good for 5 yards. I think that was Looper on the carry.
I imagine as we go on here, you can kind of see it already tonight, but Black Bear's getting a little bit frustrated. So Warriors are definitely going to have to keep playing clean. No silly penalties here. You know, it looks good at this point in time, but you never want to say it's
that's right.
It's over until it's over.
That's right.
So.
Yeah. 9:30 remaining in the game. Warriors have all their timeouts. Black Bears down to 2 timeouts. They used one in the 3rd quarter. Again, Landon, same setup as last time. 2 in the backfield, one out on either side. Jack's going to try and get around the corner. He's not going to get it. Boy, it sure looked like a face mask the way his head came down, but it wasn't called. But there's some banter going on down there after the tackle.
A little chippiness there. Obviously, 2 teams fighting really hard against each other. You imagine the blood's going to get heated a little bit. So Warriors do have the advantage on the scoreboard, so got to keep a cool head. Plus, you love to see that. You know, it's a little chippiness is okay. I mean, it makes for a fun game, and it just shows you that you got kids out there that have some legit passion and fire in their gut to go after it. So
I think the words from the coach were something about here's the play. Going to pick up a few yards on the far side of the field. On the coach's scouting report on the offensive scouting, the coach's advice was come nasty. Come nasty and ready to wrap up.
And I think the Warriors have done a really good job of that tonight. Another penalty flag on the play.
It's going to go against the Warriors. Tripping.
Well, if you have your penalty bingo card handy, you might have just got one, because I've seen penalties that I don't see called that often. So
that is a big penalty.
Was that 15 or 20?
If it was the spot of the foul, I think it was 10, but it was a big penalty. So it's going to bring up 3rd and I think the board says 26.
Not many plays you can call in this scenario. You kind of got
Go
one
deep.
option. Yeah.
So same setup that we've seen. 2 men in the backfield, 2 spread out. That's Schaefer's and Looper in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Looper, and Jackson almost breaks away for a run. There's another flag on the play. Wayner and Diazio were going at it on the near side. We'll see what the call is here.
Personal foul, Warriors.
Yeah, personal foul against the Warriors. Producer Gene called that.
That obviously hurts. Jack, one errant block away from breaking that one, but regardless, the penalty will bring the Warriors about back to where they've been.
Yeah, definitely moving in the wrong direction. They're going to have the ball at the 15-yard line, their own 15.
And it looks like that is a loss of down penalty, so it'll make it.
Yeah, personal foul is a loss of down penalty, so
It'll be 4th and
forever.
yeah.
First down's at the 48-yard line, so I think we're going to punt this away and see what we get.
A disappointing end to what looked to be a promising drive. Warriors just having to keep calm as much as they can.
Fielded, and he's going to be brought down. Another flag. Good night.
They must have a quota they gotta get to.
All right, so this one goes against Sterling. They found a penalty against them for the first time in what seems like forever. Holding penalty against Sterling. They moved the ball back. It was a good return. The returner for Sterling got the ball in a hurry and just split two of our defenders and found a lot of room to run. They were going to have the ball, I think, close to the 30-yard line. So that's going to bring it back to the Black Bear 48, which is a much better field position for the Warriors.
Absolutely. Might almost be uncomfortable to be on this side of the 50 here against the Black Bear offense.
So 7:53 remaining in the game. Warriors up 13-0, looking to maintain this lead. Defense looking to stay strong. The Black Bears try and hand off up the middle and didn't go anywhere. It's going to be, that was Farney on the carry. And we came in saying, watch for Farney, watch for Farney. Farney has indeed carried the ball a lot this game. He hasn't found the success that he did against Remington last week. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10, maybe 9.5.
While we have a second here, we do want to preface that we get reffing is a hard job, and we're not trying to rag on them too hard, but definitely not a clean game on either side. Warriors were doing a great job, and then chippiness is kind of getting there. I get it, heat of the moment. So thank you to the refs for being out there. You know, it's hard to call at the moment, but.
So 2nd and 10 for the Black Bears. Pitch to the backfield, and he looked like he was going to be wrapped up, and guys missed him, and they drive him out of bounds. That's Yazio at the 30. So what looked like it was going to be no gain or even a loss is a huge gain and a 1st down.
It had Warriors in a good spot. I think some of our guys upfield thought the play was already made, and we're kind of surprised to see him still going. So a little bit of a lapse there will give the Black Bears a 1st down on the Warrior 28-yard line.
Jesse Snyder looked like he got stung a little bit on that play. He goes off the field to catch his breath. So Black Bears with a 1st down at Warrior 28. Eckhart's in motion. Now we got 2 men in motion. And we called a timeout instead. All right, so that's our 2nd timeout of the game. And I was going to ask you, Austin, that's a Edward Jones investment timeout. As a coach, you start noticing some chippiness, some bad decisions. Is that a time that you would take a timeout in a game like this? You're up 2 touchdowns. You take a timeout and say, hey, guys, take a breath. Or do you conserve those touchdowns for the end of the game?
I mean, it really depends. Here's the thing. Obviously, the clock running is our top priority right now, up 2 scores, so we're going to leave that running. You can give them a hollering from the sideline and let them know. In middle school, I've yet to have kids with the demeanor that, are going to get that chippy. But it's one of those things that you can call from the side. So if you were down, if it was one of those situations where we were on the other side of this and we needed to be scoring and we were just marching back, might be a time to take a timeout. But right now we're in good shape. Across the board. So
very good. So Warriors up 13-0, 6:56 remain. Black Bears use their 2nd timeout again, an Edward Jones investment timeout, and we're gonna come back out on the field. They have one remaining. That could play a factor here as we get down to crunch time for the Black Bears. They need 2 scores to catch up to the Warriors. Black Bears are going to pass. They're looking deep. There's 2 men there, and it looks like it's broken up. I almost thought we were going to have a 3rd interception on the play.
Yeah, they're just kind of throwing it up there right now. Double coverage there on the receiver. Eckhart obviously can climb that ladder a little bit and get up there, but in that double coverage that deep, you're not, unless you carry that back corner of the end zone and just put it totally out of reach, you're putting it in serious danger, which is not something you want to be doing with 6:50 to go, down 13 points.
So the clock stops on the incomplete pass, but you're down 2 touchdowns. You got to take a shot. That 1st and 10. Take that shot, see what happens. So Black Bears 2nd and 10 from the Warrior 28. Man goes in motion. They want to pass again. Now they're looking to the left side, and it is intercepted this time. That was Lanning with the interception, and he returns it out to about the 45-yard line. So great turnover for the Warriors. Great position by Jack.
Yeah.
To anticipate that pass and to get there in position for it. So Warriors are going to have the ball. I said 45, but I think it's actually going to be the 47. Yeah, thank you, Gino.
And I know we're Marion fans here, but that was a good no call by the ref. Kudos to the wide receiver trying to sell it a little bit. Got to get what you can. But all in all, that was really good coverage there by the Warriors. So Black Bears trying to attack those 2 younger corners there for us, but we have stood tall.
I would say the way this game has gone, accusing the refs of not calling something is probably wrong. All right, there's going to be no gain and a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be a loss of 2. As Austin pointed out earlier, your penalty flag bingo, we've seen just about all of the available possibilities tonight.
Some stuff you really don't see all that often. Tripping is not called that often. Illegal man downfield, maybe, but not often in high school sports especially. So kind of a interesting ordeal. So
2nd and 12 for the Warriors. They're knocked back to the 45-yard line. We're looking to put a drive together, keep the clock running. Jack's going to keep. He's trying to get around the end. There are all kinds of Black Bears there. He's going to run out of bounds at the 40 for a loss of another 5 yards. So by running out of bounds, the clock stops. 5:48 is on the clock.
A good run out of bounds to protect himself for sure.
Yeah.
Not so great when it came to keeping that clock running.
Management,
So.
Yep. And they knock him back to the 39. So loss of 6 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 19. 18. I might look for freeze here. I don't know. What do you think, Austin?
It's worth a shot. You don't have.
Warriors elect to keep it on the ground again, keep that clock running. I think that's probably the right decision. I would have liked to see him blow something up there, but run up the middle, it's going to be a gain of about 5 yards, 6 yards. It's going to bring 4th and 12.
It's one of those things as a coach that you can't get greedy in a situation like that. You just kind of want to get the clock running again. So good opportunity to punt and get them back on their side of the field. With the way your defense has been playing, why not put it in their hands again, especially with how little time we have in the score the way it is.
Yeah. So Lanning is back to punt again. Love to see him drop it in that far corner somewhere. Bounces at the 25 and is picked up. There's a flag on the play because we haven't had a flag in 30 seconds.
Call's going to be on the Black Bears here.
Probably illegal hands in the back.
Holding on the Black
Holding.
Bears.
So we won't complain too much.
And here's the thing. They've been consistent. It's one of those things. We could complain either way. They're calling too little or they're calling too much. So good officiating crew, really professional crew.
Yeah, yep. Black Bears 1st and 10. Handoff is to Farney, and he's going to bring it to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 9, which is going to make it 2nd and 1.
Good job by the Warriors there, keeping him in bounds. That'll keep that clock running, and Sterling's chances continue to diminish with each tick of that clock.
Again, Sterling with 1 timeout remaining, down 2 touchdowns. 4:24 left in the game. Warriors needing to stand tall here and not have any mental mistakes here. Just stay where you need to be, mind your assignments, make the hits.
Oh, great job there.
Good tackle there by 55 Cole Smith. Way to stay with the play.
That was smart football. He stayed in his position. He stayed home. That's how you keep a counter or a little going back the other way play from going anywhere. And great way to stick with that tackle too. So
absolutely. So what was 2nd and 1 now is 3rd and 5 from the Black Bear 31. Warrior defense really putting together a good game tonight. Lots of fun to watch. Handoff is to the left side, and he's going to be met and thrown forward. It's going to bring up 4th and 3 for the Black Bears. So I don't know if you have noticed this at home, but the quarterback comes over between every play.
Yeah,
to get that call, and then he takes it back to the huddle.
And that'll happen from time to time. I've done it where we've run in a different guy. I've done it where I kind of try and meet him out at the numbers. It just depends on what you're thinking. And in this situation, you're probably going well off a script trying to find something.
Right.
Because you've moved into desperation mode.
So it is 4th and 3, and Black Bears are going for it. Warriors stand tall here. They got great field position. And they do stand tall. Yes, they do. Great stop by the Warriors. Even better than just a turnover on downs. It is a loss for about 6 yards.
Now, knock on wood, okay, but with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, 1 timeout left, and the Warriors in Bear territory, that might have been their last opportunity to try and win this ball game here. So this has been an outstanding defensive performance tonight, not only in the run game, which we got to see a little bit last week. Inman put up, I think, 22 points, something along those lines, but one of those touchdowns was off of our JV defense there. But the Warriors have put together an impressive performance defensively tonight.
Jack's got 2 men behind him. He's going to hand off up the middle with room. There's a flag on the play. I think that was Looper on the carry.
Yeah.
Great. He hit that hole hard.
Absolutely. And they made a great hole for him, too. He did not run into any traffic until he got about 5-6 yards downfield.
Might find out why that hole was there here. Shot block.
Hey, there's another one. Mark your bingo card.
Hang out.
Hey, next week, I'll bring the rule book. I got to go back through and look through some of these hand signals. Like I was telling Jeremiah earlier, I don't know if we talked about it on air, but with middle school, you're seeing about 2 different styles of penalties, So you don't get the full effect we get here.
So big penalty for the Warriors. Again, knock the ball back to the 45-yard line. It's going to make it 2nd and 26. First and 26, excuse me, no loss of down. So big penalty. Jack's going to hand off the same play right up the middle, right? Looper carries up the middle, and the clock is going to run. It might be a gain of 4 yards. Warriors definitely just running the clock here, not trying to score, not trying to make up big ground, but just punch them in the gut right down the middle until the clock runs out. So it's going to be 2 minutes remaining. 2nd and 23 for the Warriors. Sterling waiting to save that timeout probably for 3rd down, end of 3rd down maybe, and get the ball back with some time. Yep, Jack's going to hand off up the middle again with Looper getting the carry. He's going to do some work for the Warriors here now.
Take your time getting up, guys.
That's right, yeah. Producer Gene said lay down a little longer before you get off the field and get up. So brings the ball to the 40-yard line, 1:23 remaining in the game. Warriors up 13-0. Moving the ball couple yards at a time here. It's 3rd and a lot, 3rd and 21. But again, Warriors not trying to score. Warriors are trying to run the clock and find an opening if they get one. So
Black Bear coach looked like he was going to get over there by the ref to take a timeout, but now he's moved away.
Jack's going to keep. He's going to go around the right side. Lots of room. They did not expect that. Jack is in the zone for a Case and Son touchdown.
No laundry on the field either, so that one is going to count. Wait for the Warriors there, not trying, just keep that clock running. Go ahead and score it again. So great job there by the Warriors.
That was a lesson. That was a lesson in hypnotizing, right? Looper Lanning.
Yeah. Well, and who are you going to – I mean, I would hate to be on the opposite side of this. Who are we going to tackle? Who are we going to cover? You got Trevor, you got Jack, you got Jamison.
Right.
Somebody give me some help here.
So Mercer on to kick the extra point. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight. That was wide right again. So two of them wide right tonight. But I love that we're kicking extra points. I love seeing Mercer out there doing it. And that is not an easy thing to do. And it takes a while to get that rhythm. And so for him to come out the last couple weeks and hit a couple of those, hit more than a couple of those, I think is really good. So there's a flag on the play. We're going to see what happened here. Might get to kick it again. Tripping on
Roughing the kicker.
Well, half the distance is a goal.
All right, well, it'll be closer.
You have to wonder if that's almost better, though. Now you got to get your angle up on that kick. So
Yeah.
just let him set up on the left hash there. And
Decline the penalty.
I have to wonder if that's one of those you can enforce on the kickoff, maybe.
I think that might be the case.
Yeah.
I think that might be
You don't need the point. Caden, you'll get more chances. You got
That's
2
right.
more years to go, so and plenty of games this year. So
Warriors lead 19-0 with 50 seconds left in the game. Warriors coming into this game off of a big win over Inman last week. Inman went into that game ranked 2nd in the state in 1A, and I think we're probably seeing that maybe that might have been an inflated ranking coming out of the offseason. But, sometimes you wonder, like, okay, they were down. What do we really have?
right.
I think tonight we found out what we really have. I think this is a good Sterling team. I think the Warriors have come out here and not to take anything away from the offense. They put 19 points on the board, but stellar defense tonight.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about that a little bit here at the in-game report. But Warrior offense, for the fans at home, they may say, hey, we scored 40-something last week. What happened this week? A lot better, lot stiffer defense this week. And the Warriors are still finding ways to make happen. And huge explosive plays, too.
Yeah.
We have yet to see a long drive for a touchdown.
Right.
We pop a play here or there, and next thing you know, we're off to the races out of our run game nonetheless. You expect to hear that out of the pass game, but for our run game to just rip a 60-yard run or a 50-yard run out of nowhere, that's pretty stellar to see.
So Mercer, the Coach Kraft, we haven't said this, tonight's Coach Kraft's birthday. Happy birthday, Coach Kraft. Elects to take the penalty on the kickoff. So Mercer kicks off from their 45-yard line. And it is going to go through the end zone for a touchback. So that's a good fill-in for Mercer. Get that through the end zone, and Black Bears are going to have the ball with 50 seconds remaining.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Black Bears still try and score here, but Warriors drop back deep, nothing behind you. You don't really got to worry too terribly much. You've locked this game up. Great job by the Warriors. Similar story to last year, except not as easy.
Right.
Clock and getting up big on them was huge. Even those 2 scores, that was enough to hold them off, and the clock just ran out here on Sterling tonight.
Black Bears come out of familiar formation. Handoff is to Farney up the middle, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 2.
And the Black Bears not looking to take a timeout. I think they're going to go ahead and try and just get out of this game uninjured.
Right. And I called the wrong name there. That was not Farney.
Sorry, we expected a lot of Farney tonight.
That's
we
right.
got a lot of rotation
That was
guys. So
number 12, I think, Taylor Maxwell. So that's a name we haven't called tonight.
running back by committee.
Another handoff, this time to the left side. No gain on that play.
That's the ball game.
And that is going to bring the end of the ball game. Warriors come away from Sterling with a shutout, 19-0. Oh, fourth quarter sponsors, Marion Diamond Fixture, Edward Jones Investment, Yazel Megley Funeral Home. We didn't say them at all during the fourth quarter. We're going to say them. Gene put them on the screen. All right. But we want to thank all those sponsors. All right. Thank you, Austin.
All right. So now for the St. Luke in-game report
right.
here. Excellent defensive performance by the Warriors. Not only in the run game, which was a lot cleaner than it had been against Inman. I think we had a couple of issues there. They played great, but there were some things to clean up, especially early in the season. Tonight, we got to see our defense in the pass game. That's something that's going to need to be a concern with Hutch Trinity, and definitely when we look down the matchup at Sedgwick later in the season, Warriors showing they can defend. It's not an easy task to defend against these 6-foot-tall guys, and I'm sure that's not the last we're going to see of them.
Right.
But they have played excellent coverage. Great performance by the Warriors tonight, and offensively, again, ripping off huge plays. 2 rushing touchdowns there by Jack, I believe, and then 1 passing touchdown between Jack and Jonathan Freeze, and they moved the ball well. So I think it was a great performance tonight overall by the Warriors. Nothing that's going to be flashy, 19-0, but the Warriors really grinded this thing out. It's continuing to show us that these guys are forged in fire, and they're ready to take on anything that comes their way. Excellent game by the Warriors.
Warrior fans, I think you have something to be excited for. They're on the road next week to Hutch Trinity, following week to Remington, and then we are home for Old Settlers Day weekend. But if you get a chance, come out and support the Warriors on the road. Make sure you're tuning in on YouTube if you can't to catch these games. But a lot to be excited for with these Warriors. We talked about last week watching the seniors in their senior year this year, and they're carrying these guys. They're putting them on their backs, and lot of kudos to them and for the work that they put in and the rest of the guys. So congratulations to the Warriors on a big win. We will see you next week from Hutch Trinity. Have a safe weekend.